Welcome back to Prickly Pear Plantation. I'm Joe Jarvis, and I'm making this video to apply once again for the BlackSmith Entrepreneurship Camp in Lithuania, which I attended last year, and it was thus far the best experience of my life, a great investment, and has already both literally and figuratively returned that investment tenfold in terms of what I put going in there. As you can see, we've added a little bit, some more creatures to our mini farm here, and so now one of the responsibilities is waking up every morning and milking a goat. Now, this reminded me of one of the talks last year that Matt gave about the learning curve, where the first few days of milking these goats, it was pretty stressful, and we're pretty much like, what have I gotten myself into? This is really, going to be a tough thing to do every single morning. It spends a lot of time. Within 3 days, I'd cut that time in half, and it really had become second nature after a week or two. And that kind of just reminds me of the whole learning curve. Yeah, you got to stick it out and continue learning and not get too down on yourself. And that's pretty much what I have to apply to the lessons that I was learning last year at the camp. Even though I've tried to do a lot with building an email list and marketing, I've read a lot of the books that were recommended, Psychology of Persuasion and the Wizard of Ads books, that I still have a long way to go. I still have a lot more to learn. And instead of getting down on myself and saying, I haven't done enough progress to warrant going to the camp again, I think I do need to return and just double down and continue learning, trying to apply those things and getting advice on what I have already applied and what I can continue to do. That's really why I want to come back. Over the last year, it's been amazing applying the things that I learned last year. And luckily, I've been able to work with Simon on Sovereign Man, and he just gave me another awesome opportunity to continue working on another website, which I'm really excited about. And I also don't want to blow. So I need to keep going to this camp and learning more, doing more networking so that I can really reach the full potential and not let this learning curve where a little overwhelmed, at some of the things that I wanted to apply that haven't gone as smoothly as I hoped. We've also been vastly expanding the amount of garden beds that we have on the mini farm. But as you can see behind me, not many of them have been planted yet. So this is kind of another allegory of what has been going on over the last year since the camp, is that I've been creating garden beds and I've been putting a lot of work into creating fertile soil and planting seeds. And even if all those seeds haven't come in yet, you can tell that the ground is fertile, the ground's ready to sprout and just and really return the investment that you put in for that time. That's actually another reason why I love gardening and doing all the farm stuff so much, is that it does provide metaphors on a day-to-day life for reflection, and I spend a lot of time thinking. And so while I'm doing this work with my hands, it is great to have that reflection time and kind of make sure that I don't get too hung up on the difficulties of applying the lessons of the camp, and make sure that I can continue growing those lessons and nourishing that. That's another reason why I want to return to the camp. And like the advances we've made on the mini farm, I am working with the same organizations as last year plus some more to really help other people be successful before I focus too much on myself, because there's still so much that I need to learn. And that was another lesson that I took away from the camp, that if you're providing value to others, that is going to come back to you in the long run, just through learning and through the connections that you make. So that's what I want to continue doing this year. And hopefully the next year, the fruit of my labor will start coming in, so that I'll have more than some great fertile garden beds, but they won't be empty. So hopefully that you'll let me come back to the camp this year and I can continue this education and really continue advancing. Really loved it last year, and excited to return.